Good morning, all. Miracle Rising. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everyone. I hope everyone's having a beautiful morning thus far. Golly, so much has came to me in the last 72 hours. I don't even know how to wrap my head around it. I feel as though I've just kind of like slapped over onto a new timeline. And then it's kind of a bittersweet. For me personally, I always like to reflect on like my last year, my last 2 years, my last 10 years, and just the amount of growth that has partaken within myself, that I see, that I know, that I feel, that I have an understanding, that I can articulate, and, talk about things with no qualms, no worries in the world, because you get to a point where you just don't care. You don't care what the world thinks of you. You don't care what people think of you, because you truly move and operate in your truth. I saw this beautiful video of Charlie. I shared it, and golly, he couldn't have said it better. And it's really, it's a new president of a world we're living in right now, and we're all in the brink of history in the making, and it's a beautiful thing to see. It's scary, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful to be a part of. That said, this was mailed to my father. This right here. This crap right here, okay? Israel's survival is at risk, okay? Friends of Zion, thank you for this, guys. Thank you. How about America's survival is at risk? America. These are things that are being mailed out for people to donate money. It's a joke. Absolutely joke. You guys should be ashamed of yourself, quite frankly. This is weaponization of God, okay? Weaponization of religion. This is what you guys are doing across the board, particularly TPUSA. My gosh, my goodness gracious. Let's just get into it, okay, guys? Let's just go. Your reality is a reflection of you. That is something that just came to me a few minutes ago. This Christmas, for me, last Christmas was extremely hard for me. I cried. There was a point where I was crying so much I couldn't even catch my breath because of the world that I was living in, and I wasn't making sense of what was going on around me, but I could feel the illusions in the tactics and the game playing, but I had no idea. I had just resigned from my second property management company at the end of September, and so I had October, November, and then December, and this is when I kind of checked everybody out of my life, and I was really just kind of trying to figure things out. And at this point, there was a little bit of interconnection with my ex, but things just weren't making sense. But different sayings and different things were just not adding up. And my son and I had a hard time on Christmas Day. And that my son has been so much used against me. And that's the hardest thing for me to wrap my head around, is how these people have taken it upon themselves to use my kid against me. And I don't give a crap what anybody says. I know what I know. I know what I know. And if I'm lying, come say it to my face. Come say it to my face. I dare you to. I freaking dare you to. But they won't do it. They won't do it. Why? Because they will not be able to look me in my eyes. I can see right through people in a heartbeat. And they won't be able to. And they know that the things that they have inflicted onto me and my son are so disgusting. I literally don't know how people sleep at night. I don't. But better them than me, because I walk with a conscience. I walk with a clear conscience at that. And I don't have to look over my shoulder. It's amazing to me how people even adopt the thinking in their mind that this type of treatment to anyone, let alone me and my son, but anyone else, is okay. I want to have a conversation. Quite frankly, I want them to explain to me what gave them the green light to do such things. I want to have an understanding as to what they thought of me and my circumstances that made me deserving of this type of treatment. I want to understand. I'm open to have these conversations. I really, really am, because I want to understand. Because it is so hard for me to wrap my head around that there are people walking among us that are this evil to do such heinous things between me and my kid, my minor at the time. Okay? So that said, going from last Christmas to this Christmas and the amount of growth that I've had within me and the strength that I carry within me, I just give all grace to God. God is the only reason why I've made it through this year of my life. God is the only reason why I've made it through my entire life, but particularly this year, oh, it's all God, baby, but God. Thanks, Brandon Lake, for that nugget. And so it is true, because where I'm at now compared to where I was at in Christmas last year, my reality is a reflection of myself now. And that's why I'm able to walk in peace. That's why I'm able to walk and move in chaos and illusions and silent attacks, invisible attacks, misuse of algorithm, to say the least. I see right through it all. You know, my spiritual community, the religious community, like there's just been so many different communities thrown into this little illusion that they think they're going to get in my little head. And it's like, bruh, gal, I love you guys. But you can't get inside of my head. My head and my brain and my thoughts are mine. They're mine. That's what's so crazy to me, is why we live in a world where they adopt these Sigmund and Freud psychological operations where they want to get inside of our heads. But at the end of the day, like, no, you can't get inside of people's heads if they wake up to the fact that their brain, their thoughts, their feelings, their emotions, their freedom lies within them. It does not lie outside of you. Those are all things that are within us that nobody has control over. No one, not even the Zionists. And so it's one of those things. And I want to help people get to this place where I walk in true freedom and walk through the pits of HELL, because we're all walking through the pits of HELL in different ways, different facets, different realities, some on the grand scale, some on the mediocre scale, some on the poverty scale. I mean, it's just in all different facets of life. And your reality is a reflection of you, meaning who you surround yourself with is a reflection of you. Who you, the things that you associate with, businesses that you affiliate yourself with, these are all reflections of you. I had to learn that the hard way too. My reality was a reflection of me. It just so happened that my reality was working against me. In different ways. Charlie's reality was working against him, and he was waking up to it the last 6 months. You can see it in the few video footages that they will put out there, But I am going to end this video on this. I have so many nuggets.
I literally don't care about what people say about me. I literally don't care about what people say about me. I couldn't. You grow a thicker skin, and or you start to realize what really matters in life, your relationship with the truth. And you could decide to lie all the time, and you become a tortured individual, and you know that.
A lie all the time. When he said that, I was like, golly, that's so true. When you lie all the time, you become a tortured individual. And he's about to say, because you lose sight of your soul. And that's true. That is so true. That's what these people are. And I know they're waking up to it now. Because your soul has so much of a value. It's an endless a value. That is your abundance. Your wealthy abundance is your soul. And when you lie and you sign the dotted line, you sign the NDAs, you take the payouts, you take the bribes, you slap into coercion, you're losing sight of your soul. And it's sad. It's so sad.
Those people who just turn on television, they're constantly lying, and they just become like disfigured, either emotionally, spiritually, or physically. Because when you lie, I believe you're actually committing suicide of the soul. I really believe that. And so when you tell the truth, it's awfully liberating. It doesn't matter what people say about you. I believe peace that transcends all understanding, which is exactly what the scriptures say. I was just wow.
Peace that transcends understanding. When he said that, I was like, man, he was so walking through his spiritual awakening. I don't know when he did this George Janko interview, but you can tell he completely went through his spiritual awakening. But he was such in a simulation with handlers surrounding him. He knew how to how he had to move and operate, and he knew his passing was coming. He did, but he knew what was coming. He knew what was coming after, and he knew